Hello, today is September 10th. It's a little early, a couple days early. I am going to start picking some of these peppers here today and tomorrow, so I'm going to do the video today, a couple days early. Everything's looking good. The sunlight is waning. The plants are showing they're maturing and that they're just kind of wanting to finish up the season here. But right now they look pretty good. So we're going to start off over here with this is the Kung Pao plant in the front here, and in the back there is what I believe is a cow horn Cayenne plant that, as Pepper Joe did, mixed those seeds in with the Kung Pao seeds that I bought, because I just wanted Kung Pao. But the Kung Pao plant looks good. Getting a lot of these peppers here. A lot of late season peppers, waiting for them to kind of grow big and mature. Batch 2. And next to this we have the Serrano Tampanica. And that's not that, that's the Del de Mocha over there. And this is the Serrano Tampanica right here. And can't see too many on the front side here, but there is a ton of them on the back side. You can see just whole clusters of them here where my hand's at. So we've got a ton of the Serranos, and on the back side there's a whole bunch of these things too. And then we go to the Del de Mocha, and the Del de Mocha, just like the Serrano, has a ton of peppers on it. There's just a lot of peppers in here. They're all in the plant. Some are maturing up, just like the Serrano. You can see that they are maturing up underneath the bottom here and all around the front. So the Del Mochas are looking really good, September 10th. And then we're due the Cascabellas. And the Cascabellas are just like, same as the other plants. They're all loaded. I've already picked these plants all one time. I've heavily picked these plants before. And this is sort of what I would call round 2. So the Cascabellas are loaded with peppers. If you look up under there, you can see all these peppers up underneath here and everything. And we're happy about that. I got to start picking these. So then we go to the Carolina Reaper plant here. Let me get back. I pruned this plant heavily yesterday. I took a lot of vegetation off. Anything that just wasn't going to produce before the end of the season. I mean, there's what, 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks left before these plants seriously peter out. I'll show you the back side in a minute. It's loaded with them. The front side is loaded with a ton of green ones. I've got all these green Reapers in the front right here, and they're starting to mature. You can see there's tons of them up in here, and they're starting to mature. The ones on the back side are all maturing up really nice, but I've got a ton of these Reapers just on the front side of this plant that are green, and on the back side I've got a ton that are mature. I'm going to start picking those tomorrow. Again, back up a little bit here. Ghost peppers, same thing. Lots and lots of the green ones on the front side here, facing the sun. There's a lot of them up in the plant here, and they're green. A lot of them around the bottom areas up here. And on the back side, there is a bunch of red ones that are mature. So I've got a lot of green ones on the front. Did heavy pruning on this plant yesterday. Like, there's no way that these peppers here are going to make it. These peppers could not possibly get big enough and mature by the end of the season. So I'll definitely end up with some green ones. But this one here, yep, that one should make it. Anything that big. There's a lot of them on the bottom here too. If you look up in there, you can see them. So Ghost pepper plant. Ghost pepper plant looking good. Reaper plant looking good. And then we go to the Scarlet. The Scarlet came on really early in the season. This plant came really early this season and gave me a whole lot. And then it's just been kind of sitting here doing a lot of nothing. It's got some on it, but not really that many. It kind of had a flush. You can see some stuff up in there. It's kind of hard. Let me get my sunshade. You can see that there's a lot of peppers up in here. But for the most part, it kind of gave me a lot early in the season, and then it just kind of petered out, and there's just not much there anymore. So we're working with that. Now we go to the Japanese. The Japanese looks really good. Lots of clusters of these beautiful, beautiful little peppers in here. You can see them all up in there. Lots of Japanese. And then in the back here, again, this is one of Pepper Joe's. I have no idea what kind of pepper plant this is. And I'm getting long peppers here, and they're not very hot. Whatever these things are, they're not very hot peppers at all. I tried one. They're not that hot. So I don't really know what this pepper plant is. It's another one. We bought Japanese, and the seeds were very well kept apart. And so I've got these beautiful Japanese plants here. You can see all these peppers up underneath here. And I really like the way they grow in these little clusters up here like this. But I don't know what that thing in the back is. It's definitely, as you can see, it's bigger peppers and everything. But Japanese, getting ready for round 2 of the Japanese plants here. Pick all them tomorrow. And now we're on to the sport peppers. The sport peppers, just like all the other ones, a lot of green ones on the front. You can see all these clusters of green up here. And on the back side, there is a whole bunch of mature ones. And you can see how big some of these sport peppers are. Some of these are really big. They're all different sizes. It's really weird. They don't seem to get to a certain size and then mature. I have some that are really small like this, and then some get really big like this one. This is a really big one here. So I don't quite. It's a weird plant. It's definitely not a serrano. Some people have written that serranos and sport pepper plants are the same. They're definitely not the same plant, not the same pepper at all. Okay. Purple cayennes are next, and I've got a lot of purple cayennes in here. Again, just tons of these things all inside of this plant. They're everywhere. You can see them all up in the back here. So round 2 for the purple cayennes is looking really nice, and it's a nice plant. Produces a nice pepper. I really like these peppers a lot. I've been impressed by them. Easy to pick when they're mature. If you just tug on them when they're red, if you just tug them a little bit and they come off, they're done. And if they don't come off, they're not done. It's probably one of the easiest ones to harvest that I've had so far. And then we're into regular cayenne, a regular red cayenne plant here, which is what I call my cayenne. I've been growing this for years. Lots of peppers on the front side here. Lots of green peppers like this growing on the plant. You can see them in here. Lots of green ones, but on the inside there, you can see red. You can see a lot of red ones on the inside. So round 2 of the cayenne peppers are looking good. We always like the cayennes. Makes a lot of hot sauce out of these things. We always make a lot of hot sauce and things like that out of them. There's a bunch of red ones up in the back, right up in the back there. So happy with the cayennes right here, and the purple cayennes right there. And then we're on to the cherry bombs. And this is really one I should have been harvesting a little bit earlier. Tons of green ones on the front, but if you get inside of it and look, there is a lot of red ones in here. If you look around in there, yeah, see, there's whole clusters of red cherry bombs up in here. Oops. You can see them up in the back there. So I got a lot of red cherry bombs here. And we're looking at recipes for cherry bombs, and probably going to make cherry bomb relish. Probably going to relish these out. We buy this hot pepper relish that we put on our sandwiches a lot from a sub shop. But after doing a lot of research, I always believed that the cherry bombs here was what was used to make to make a relish that we eat from the sub shop. And after some research, I'm pretty sure that I'm right, that these are a type of pepper that's used to make a relish. It's like a cayenne. It's a real, or a jalapeno. It's a very thick-walled, heavy type of pepper. And when they're red like this, ground down with a little vinegar, some salt and sugar, they make a nice relish. And then we're on to the double plant again, whereas the top part here, I believe these are all pecans in here, and you can see that these here are very oblong. Let's just come off right in your pan there. Very oblong in shape right there. But the ones on the bottom here are definitely not pecans. These are round, little round ones, and they're only about half the size. So again, Pepper Joe's gave me a 2-for-1. I ordered the pecans, is what I ordered, And somehow I got pecans and I got these other plants. So, hey, I don't really know. We had all of our sunflower plants got attacked by squirrels and birds, and they just destroyed my sunflower plants. But that was okay because we got the bees in here and they pollinated my pepper plants. Okay, we're in the back part of the garden here where the jalapenos are at. And jalapenos are looking okay. They're maturing slowly. I have two different types of jalapenos back here, but these are all jalapenos. And I don't get this one jalapeno. This one plant, this is my jalapenos. This plant grew. That thing's about almost 6 feet tall now. And these other ones right next to it, this one and this one and this one, are all the same ones. They're all from the same seed stock. And yet this one here went full ballistic on me there, which is okay. It's got a lot of peppers on it, but I'm just kind of a little, whatever. But as you can see, this one here's got a lot of green ones on it. A lot of green ones on here. They're slowly maturing. They're not maturing as fast as I wished, but there's a lot of new ones on here, and they're maturing up. And I do need to come back here after this video is done and start picking these. But I got red ones back here. I've got some red jalapenos, mostly green. I'm trying to get reds. Want to make some sriracha. Want to do some sriracha and stuff with these things, but you can see I got some nice red ones down here and stuff on this plant here. And this one here in particular, this one looks nice actually. I haven't been back here for a couple days. And this one here is loaded with red ones here. So I got a lot of red ones up on the side of this one. Got down there some nice one. Big juicy one there. Same on that plant. But yeah, we've got a lot of them down here. So, and then this is the last of mine. Big ones here of mine, and this is the big one. As you can see, this is just a big plant. It's just got lots of jalapenos up in there. But they're small, and the stuff near the top here, I could literally just cut the top 2 feet off because nothing up there is going to mature up in time for the end of the season. But there's an odd looking one there. But then again, it is what it is. Got a few red ones in here. Some of them are maturing up really nice. Got one right down here on the bottom. But yeah, we've got a load here of jalapenos. And then when we get over here, these are what I believe are giant jalapenos. Sorry about that. These are giant jalapenos. So these are big. These are bigger than the ones that are mine. And they look different when they're mature. If you can see, when these are mature, they're kind of blackish red. And they get a real heavy crackling on the outside of the skin here. There we go, let's see here. And you can see it here too. See the skin on that? Mine don't get like that. Mine are smooth. You can see in the video that mine stay smooth like this. Even when they're red and mature, the skin doesn't crack. And you see it on these, whatever this variety is, they're much bigger. You can see how the skin cracks on these things. And they don't get red, they get black red. They get this reddish black color on them. And you can see this one here crackling up. And just a bigger pepper. So, but yeah, they definitely have physical appearance differences and a size difference and a color difference. Where's this one here? So that's a nice one right there. But it's hard to see maybe, but you can see the color on them. They're kind of, the side that faces the sun gets really red. The side that doesn't get as much sun is staying black, but they don't get bright red. They don't get bright red like the ones down here do, like these other jalapenos that I've been growing for years do. They get this dark red. They just get this kind of blackish red that you see right here on them. And so that's the jalapenos I got back here. This plant here is definitely getting mature, but this is all for sriracha mostly, because srirachas are, American sriracha is made out of red jalapenos, a nice thick fleshy jalapeno. We might try to do some relish out of these too. We pickled a bunch, and we've still got pickled jalapenos from just last year and the year before that. I got jars of these things in the basement, so I don't need any more pickled jalapenos in any way, shape, or form. I need like relishes and some hot sauces. Maybe we'll do some hot sauces out of these peppers here and stuff. But right now I'm looking at doing a bunch of sriracha, and so I'm just collecting them. I need Need a bunch of these to make my sriracha with. So we'll call that with the jalapenos. The backside of the porch, just to kind of do a quickie, cow horns on the backside here. Campanicas, lots of them up in here. You see all the red campanicas. So Serrano Campanicas here. Nice clusters of red, ripe Campanicas. Same for the Del Mochas here. Let's see, we've got a lot of red Del Mochas up in here. Lots of them need to be picked. So you get these clusters of them. They're really pretty. And we got Serranos there. Del Mochas. Okay, so we got the Del Mochas here. Cascabellas. Not too much on the backside here. Most of the Cascabellas are on the front. But a few. And they're kind of maturing up here. Now we get to the Reapers on the backside. You can see all the peppers. And I've already picked about 20 of them. But I counted the other day and there's like maybe 50 mature ones up in here. And there are just tons of them up here inside of this canopy. And I'm really looking forward to starting to take these down here in a day or two. Get a lot of these Reapers here, so we got a lot of Reapers coming there, Ed. Beautiful Reapers coming. How pretty they are. Okay, so that's Reapers on the backside. Same for the ghost peppers. If you look up in here, lots and lots of ghost peppers. Lots and lots of ghost peppers up in the backside here, maturing up. See them all up in here. You can see clusters of them up in here. Just Ghost Pepper City up in here. So I haven't counted these yet, but a lot. So we got a lot of the Reaper peppers in the back here. A lot of the ghost peppers. Scarlet's on the backside. Not much there. There's some, but not much. Then we're on into the mystery pepper here. The not so hot mystery pepper that I got from Pepper Joe's. Not quite sure what that is. Sport peppers on the backside. You can see all the clusters of green up in there. It's a good backlight there. And you can see all this. And then when we go inside here, kind of hard to see with the light, but there are the purple Cayennes back here, and the regular Cayennes, and then we're off into the cherry bombs and the pecans on the backside. If you look down there, you can see, there we go, you can see all those red cherry bombs. And then we got some sun-dried tomatoes. We're doing sun-dried tomatoes this year, so that's what we got. Porch full of peppers.